Right now, all eyes are on the vulnerable House Democrats after Tuesday's Republican victory in Virginia and the New Jersey Democratic governor's razor-thin win. Now, the conclusion by many politicos, Democrats are in danger, of course, of losing control of Congress. Joining us now is co-host of The World Tonight, Nayyera Haq. Good morning to you, Nayyera. Let's unpack it. There seems to be a lot of angst going on in the Democratic Party. They seem to have lost their way in how to bridge and build together. The Build Back Better plan, still not passed. Terry McAuliffe lost in Virginia. Is this a wake-up call, or are we already done here?
It is a bit of a wake-up call for those who want to run establishment Democrat politics the way they've done, say, 20 years ago or even 10 years ago, which is the last time that Terry McAuliffe was in office. He was a two-term governor. He was term limited and decided to do the thing that nobody in Virginia history has done, which is run again and win again as a candidate from the past. So that's one of the challenges he faced. He also tried to nationalize his campaign, tying this new, relatively unknown businessman to Donald Trump as president. So two lessons for Democrats out of this. If you want to have voter enthusiasm, if you want your people to stay with you and vote in record numbers, give them the things that they want, right? The policies they've asked for, or at least cater to those communities in your home state. Last but not least, Terry McAuliffe did not run, by any accounts, an effective black voter turnout outreach. Despite that, he did get more black voters, more Latino voters, more Asian voters than the opposition, more so actually even than Biden did in that state. But he did not get all the Democrats he could have. He could have potentially gotten more, and he did lose white suburban women in this process.
Yeah, he lost them when he said that they should stay out of school's business and don't tell them what to teach. So that was a huge blunder. But you're right, he left votes on the table here, even after he had former President Barack Obama, still wildly popular, come campaign for him. So many were right there by his side. When you look at the Democratic Party, though, who do you think is that next breakthrough candidate? Because so far, I haven't heard one identified.
You're seeing a massive generational gap, right? So who's the breakthrough that can unite both generations? Biden ostensibly won because he was a bridge. He was the healer. He was an end to the chaos. But it does beg the question, given Biden's age, given his demographic, who's next? And we haven't necessarily seen Vice President Kamala Harris engage and connect with people in that same way. She has been deeply involved in the policy pieces of what's happening in the administration. So, we may see her back out on the campaign trail or in that way going forward. We see in the younger generation, there's Cori Bush, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, several younger members of Congress who have large young followings and are helping drive the conversation in favor of what a younger generation of black and brown voters want, namely cancel student debt, right? Get paid leave. These are all things actually that Biden ran on to get their support, yet has not been able to put into effect.
Yeah, it seems that what is going to get done here? What is the playbook, though, for the Democrats before the 2022 midterms? Because if this was bad, won't that be much worse?
There were several people of color and candidates who were elected, but the Boston now has a woman of color as mayor, which seems shocking to many of us who are familiar with an older version of Boston. So the lesson really here for Democrats is run hyper-local candidates. Run people who actually represent and can engage with the community in authentic ways, that are willing to give people what they want and share a vision for the future. Now, that vision for the future will actually mean confronting history, talking about it up front and saying, yes, your children can handle the truth because the truth will set us free. That, of course, is my way of saying that Democrats need to do a much better job of tackling race issues head on, because the Republicans absolutely have not forgotten that racism is alive and well in America.
Yeah, they're using it, boy, to their advantage. And you're right. If my child can handle the truth, so can everybody else's child. Thank you, Nayyera Haq. We appreciate you always.